All right, so today we're going to talk about what you need on your resume to get a 6 or 7 figure marketing job. All right, so let's jump into it. Here's the thing. Most CEOs are probably not going to look at your resume, but when they do, I'll tell you what they look at. When you think about your resume, one of the things I look at when I'm talking with people, when they give me their resume, what I'm looking for specifically, what I'm trying to dive in on is specificity. So numbers. When you write something on your resume that says, helped drive results using this campaign, what results are you talking about? What did you specifically do for that campaign, right? What I'm looking for is, using this Facebook campaign, we drove $1.7 million and we generated 400 sales or something like that. And that's a lot more specific, because then what I'm thinking as a leader is, if this person's not being specific on their resume, how is it going to be working with that person? I'm looking for every little tick out there, which is why we have all these little different tests when we're doing an interview. If I can't dive into that, and I'm feeling frustrated and I'm feeling friction already, it's not going to be a good time for you. So you want to make it easy. You want to throw layups at people during the interview. You want to give them things that they can latch on to, be like, oh wow, you drove these results. Okay, tell me more about that. And you can tell a story and you can actually have a conversation around it. But if someone has to dig around, that's not going to be good for you. It's also going to be a waste of time for them as well. Your resume is fine, but a lot of the best people, they don't have a resume that's updated. For example, we interviewed someone recently. They haven't updated a resume for 7 years. And the last time I interviewed for a job interview, I think maybe it was maybe it was like 6 or 7 years ago. I didn't have a resume that was updated. I was like, guys, I don't have it. They're like, can you give me an updated resume? I was like, guys, I don't do resumes. Like, you can look at my LinkedIn and I can talk about what I did. You can talk to references as well, but I'm just not going to update my resume, period. And if they're like, oh no, we need you to update your resume. Like, no, like the best people, they have so many options. They don't care. Point is, if you're going to have a resume, maybe you're starting out earlier in your career and it's very valid to have a resume. You want to be talking about specific results that you brought. You want to be able to speak to those results. Because what I want to do is I want to dive in and be like, okay, so you did this. What exactly did you do? How did you contribute? What was the toughest part about it? Tell me what you would have done differently. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to try to find out the details. I'm going to try to suss out if you're BSing me or not, right? I'm trying to figure out all these little things because I'm trying to see if it's worth it to make an investment, a mutual investment of your time and then our money to make this work. The other thing is this. I want to know how excited this person is. I want to see a custom cover letter, and the cover letter better talk about why they're interested in the company, what they think they'll do for the company. Like, they're going deep. Like, some of the best people I've hired, they had a resume, sure, but I remember Raghav, who works for Gary Vee now, he wrote me an 8,000 word article. Nobody else has done that before. 8,000 word article. Here's what I would do. Here's what I do differently. Here's why I do it differently. And most of the things I agreed with, some of the things I disagreed with, but the fact that he went out of the way and he put it in front of me first, done for you, did it for me. Not only did he have a good resume, he had a good background as well. Not only did he write a good cover letter, but he actually went above and beyond and did some extra work. So what I'm always going to be looking for too is to do a paid assignment for that person. So to pay that person, or maybe do a really short assignment, but I want to see how that person communicates, how well they work with the team. I want to see, are they able to hit deadlines as well? I want to see if the work is good, or ideally above and beyond, because the interview is only going to tell me so much. So sure, we can start with the resume. Sure, we can start with a couple of things that I mentioned there, but it's the other intangibles. You show me how much you care. You show me how much you've looked at the company, how much you invested. You show me how your work is, right? And then when I'm asking you for references, ideally, you don't just give me 2 references. You go above and beyond there. If you have the guts to give references as like maybe the last boss that you had, and even the last boss before that, if you have the guts to do that, that's where the rubber meets the road, because most people aren't willing to do that. They're scared because most people, I think the metrics are, the people that most people don't get along with in their lives is their boss. Because who's the one that's often like the most difficult to work with? It's the boss. As long as you're anticipating, you're thinking ahead, like, what does this person care about? How do I make it easy for them to make it easy to make a decision, a no-brainer decision on me? That's how you get a high-paying job. It's not just the resume. Like, I gave you one piece of the resume. It goes beyond that. How did you prep before? How are you doing during the interview? How are you doing after the interview when you're doing the giving the references, doing the work as well, communicating, all that stuff. And it's the entire package there. That's how they make a good decision for you to hire you ultimately for a high-paying 6 or 7 figure job. They're not going to make it easy to hire you. They want to make it hard because they want to know that you have what it takes. All right. Let me know if you disagree with me, agree with me in the comments, because I think the resume only says so much. Honestly, the best people probably don't have an updated resume. If you're starting out, maybe you do. But let me know if you agree, disagree. If if you feel my points are valid. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and the bell button if you're coming from YouTube, and check out the next video over there. And we'll see you tomorrow.